Yo, people. So, I want to do this little video because A, I want to expose these people and this person, and B, I think it's a good example of how they infiltrate the music industry from the ground level. So, this band here, The Big Push, um, have become virally famous on YouTube, and they're from Brighton. Now, I came across this band maybe a couple of years ago, and they were busking on the street, and I first saw them, and I thought, oh, they're a good band. Like, there's a lot of buskers in Brighton, there's a lot of musicians in Brighton, that's why I live in Brighton. And this band definitely stood out as a good live band busking on the streets of Brighton. But they were just doing covers, you know, so it was a covers band. So I saw them once, I thought, that's a good band. Then I see them again, I thought, oh yeah, they're pretty good. Then I see them 3 times, I'm like, okay, so now they're just a covers band. They're very good at what they do, but they're just a covers band, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, by this time, I'd sort of seen their name, so I Googled them on YouTube, and I looked at how many views they had, and I'm like, man, they've got millions of views. I'm like, they're doing covers, and okay, covers get you noticed, but they're doing covers. They're busking on the streets of Brighton doing covers of songs, definitely good versions. They do a good job at what they do, but they're getting millions of views. How is this possible? And if you look at this one here, The Big Push, I Shot the Sheriff, obviously Bob Marley, Road to Zion, I think that's Damian Marley. 5.2 million views, and this is a year ago. 5.2 million views, and they've got others with other millions, I think up to 10 and 11 million. I was like, what? This is mind-blowing. Anyway, they registered in my head, this band are sort of bubbling on blowing up type thing. But they're just a covers band, and I know from seeing hundreds and hundreds of bands over the years that a covers band don't get you nowhere. You got to write your own material. But you'll get noticed as a covers band, but you got to write your own material. You won't get success. Anyway, a long story short, I recently found out they've stopped as the band, and they did their final gig at a place in Brighton. And this is when it sort of started registering with me. This is a bit weird. They charged £27 for a ticket. I was like, 27 quid for an unsigned band just because they're popular in Brighton. I was like, this is crazy. Anyway, this band is popular. They get a lot of people watching them. They're getting views on YouTube. But they're still just a covers band. Anyway, they done their last gig, and they've all gone their separate ways, and they're doing their own music as solo artists. So this guy here is called Ren, and he's like the main guy. So obviously I would say the most talented guy out of the whole band. Now this isn't me questioning these people's talent or work ethic. What I can tell you is they're very talented, or particularly this guy is very talented. The others are as well. I know at least one of the guys is a guitarist. He's got some good stuff. And they work hard. And this guy here, Ren, he's talented and he works hard. That is not what I'm questioning. What I'm questioning is how an unsigned band gets so many views on YouTube. So as I said, they've all gone solo, and Ren has released his own music over the years on his YouTube channel. Anyway, but he's recently released this song, and within 12 days, he's got 1.4 million views. 12 days, 1.4 million views. Now, his music ain't my stuff, my style. It ain't what I'm into. But this song is a well done song. It's a performance. It's a good video. It's done well, and it's registering because he's talking about his quote unquote sickness or his quote unquote mental health issues. So I looked at some of his other songs, and I'm like, this is crazy how many views he's getting. 6.4 million views 3 years ago. 1.6 million views 3 years ago. 1.6 million views 4 months ago. You know, he's registering major views, and he's supposedly unsigned. Now, just to put that in context, let's look at Oasis here. So if you look at Oasis videos here, you look down here, like bottom right, Oasis Supersonic, big song, 61 million views 11 years ago. Rock and Roll Star, 10 million views 11 years ago. That's what you'd expect. Shaker Maker, 4.1 million views 8 years ago. So that's still a big song, 4.1 million 8 years ago. Oasis Cigarettes and Alcohol, 10 million. But then you look up at the top, Oasis Don't Look Back in Anger, 5 million. Oasis Wonderwall, 5.7. Oasis, I mean, you know, this guy, he's unsigned and he's getting massive millions of views on his YouTube channel. And if you compare it to Oasis, who are one of the biggest bands in the world, he's not far away from getting Oasis views. I mean, he's got 1.4 million views in 12 days for this song. I mean, as an unsigned artist on YouTube, you know, I started like thinking there's something going on here. There's something going on. So I started to do some snooping. Oh, hello. Some nice one-eye symbolism. And this is the thumbnail for this song that he's done. And he's literally put the one-eye symbolism as the thumbnail. And I was like, okay, now it's starting to make sense. And for those of you that don't know about the symbolism, here's Cristiano Ronaldo doing that similar symbolism. And then I found this. Ren doing the Masonic Code of Silence. Blatant as you like. And here it is here. Masonic, forefinger to the lips. To tell one's companion to stay silent. Here's David Bowie doing it. And here is Puff Daddy doing it. Blatant Illuminati. And then I found this. Ren doing the finger to the head, another Freemasonic symbol, and here's the proof here. And here he is doing it again, blatant as you like. Here's more proof that it's a Freemasonic hand gesture. And here he is throwing up the 666 hand signal in a song called Power. And here is the French President Macron doing 666 hand signals. And then this is his album, Sick Boy, playing on his sickness. And here's an interesting photo of him standing wearing a t-shirt saying cult leader. So I don't believe for 1 second that he's not got backing from major labels or major promotional management people. He definitely has. You do not get those kind of views without the backing and marketing and promotion of a major label. Keep an eye out for this symbolism, people. A lot of these YouTubers are fake. Peace.